it shows an interesting parallel as well from your background, doing some of the hard reporting, pulling out stories that people probably didn't want to go out, but still salvaging the relationships to such a point where everyone's come on your podcast. Like across the industry, there are very few people who people would want to hear from that I don't think you've already talked to, right? So how have you thought about that transition, and or even when you're a journalist, managing that sort of keeping the relationship close, but sort of going, I'm gonna tell the truth on this thing, and I don't think you're doing
this well. It's difficult, but it's much easier now because I don't have a commercial relationship with anyone. Whereas before, the Insurance Insider was a subscription business model. So you end up with, biggest broker in the world might have a corporate license worth hundreds of thousands for all of their employees to get the Insurance Insider on their intranet or whatever it is. And then suddenly you don't want that to ever be a factor in you running a negative story about that business. And so with me, actually, doing it on the podcast is great because I've removed that conflict because I only take money from service providers. And that's probably a bit of a sad moment when I'm talking to my bank manager about I could have taken some money from Aon, Marsh or whoever, but actually I don't want to, and I don't need to. So there's so many great service providers out there who would like to support it and who've got services to explain and to sell to the industry that I don't need to. So I don't have to be conflicted to worry about, oh my God, I've just written this thing about Aon and, it's going to be okay till lunchtime, but then they're going to wake up. And will Chicago wake up in a bad mood because I've written something about them or not?
Yeah.
And then will they suddenly pull, they've got the CEO booked in for this conference in the autumn, and they're going to be the headline speaker. And so what if they suddenly say, oh, sorry, I'm not doing it anymore because I don't like you? So I don't have to worry about that. Yeah. But it was much harder. It was harder in the day because obviously, what are people buying with the Insider? They were buying that total honesty and that fearlessness to say, we'll run a story about, we have to run this story because this is what people are paying us to do. We're telling the truth about the industry and the truth that they don't necessarily want you to hear. But you end up with an inherent conflict if you've got those people who are spending a lot of money with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't want a conflicted priest taking those confessions.
Absolutely. What if you're working for the devil as well?